Hello everyone. Thank you for being punctual today. Alright. So today I'm going to be covering time management and project management. So I'll keep it brief also because you guys need to present yours. And what time is the bus today? 7. Okay. So I'm going to be covering time management and project management. I'm going to be doing an intro and then what the enemies are and what you should do to avoid wasting your time. So what is it? Time management. So basically, you can read a lot about this. There is a lot more to cover, but basically is getting more done with the time that they have available. And in order to do this, to quote one of my colleagues in the past, he was saying, I mean, my opinion was a bit late, but this quote was pretty good. You need to work smarter, not harder, right? So you cannot break your back for 12 hours a day and expect to, get more done uh, than someone who's doing 8 hours and working in a smart, organized way, right? I guess that was the point, but it was just plain late. So what are the benefits or of striving to manage your time better? Well, essentially, you can be more efficient, so getting more stuff done. Be more successful because, I mean, indeed, you're going to be achieving more. Or on the other hand, you can get more stuff done in your personal life if you choose. And you're going to be healthier in the long run, less headaches, and whatever, achieve other goals that are more important to you. After all, that's not just about work. It's all about your personal satisfaction. So if you have a hobby, you have your hours to do it, right? So you free up some time from the time you have available, and then you can do it, right? But that's the real importance of time management. It depends on what sort of person you are. What are the obstacles to time management? The usual ones, the usual suspects. So social media, phone calls, colleagues crashing into your office and wasting all your time. Nishan just calling you, Gabriel most of the time calling me. So that's it. But my real favorite is disorganization. So you wake up in the morning and it's like you're on holiday and then you waste your time, right? Because you don't know what to do, and then you waste 1 hour saying, okay, let's plan something, and so on. So you have zero clear objectives. And then you have to look at how you want to achieve your goal. So let's say you've cleared off how what you want to do. Now you need to know how to achieve these goals, right? Action plan, etc. We're gonna be covering that. And then there is having zero time frame. Okay, so you want to build something, you need to attach a time to it if it's something that you really care about. Unless you have 100 years to do it, then go ahead. But my favorite is the art of procrastination. So putting stuff off to the side and say, I'll do it, whatever, and then just forget about it and walk away. That's all gonna result in the more stress, more fatigue, because whatever you put off then it piles up and it's okay? So what can you do about it? The favorite one, nothing, right? Just go to the beach, forget about it. Or you can start seeing the problem and looking for a solution that really is gonna be working for you. Okay, we're all different characters. Uh, if you think you have a problem, then you can look into it and be a little bit more organized. So it's all, as I said, it's all about planning your life, but it's also all about balance and satisfaction. So your life is divided essentially into 8 parts. So you have 8 hours to sleep, 8 hours to work, and 8 hours to do whatever you want. Right? I personally think that the 8 hours sleep sometimes is really essential because I mean you need to be sharp and focused, and the best ideas they're not going to come up if you sleep 1.5 hours a night. Okay, at least by my experience. Then you have the 8 hours work. You can work smart and achieve a lot in those 8 hours, or you need 12 to do the same thing because you've been wasting it. And then you have the 8 hours to do whatever you want. That that is really important because you cultivate your hobbies, you read about whatever you're interested in, and that's when you become a person. And also, maybe you can add value to your work. That could also be very important. If you're still a student, you can still read about things, but wander off and give yourself some time to achieve something different. And then you go back and maybe you have different ideas, and so you become critical. So you unplug for those 8 hours. Those 8 hours are for you. Switch off your phone. Go to hell. Okay? So then you need to set your goals. Okay. Prioritize and plan ahead. So let's see. Setting goals. Okay, that's easy. You know what? Set your goals and then you walk away. That doesn't work that way. Okay, that's not helpful. So in literature, you find all sorts of solutions, but mainly the one that I find more useful is the SMART technique. So you need to create goals which are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time based. Okay, so specific. So what do you want to do? You want to build a chair? You want to build a table? Just this specific, and you're probably going into that direction. Then it has to be measurable. Okay, what size does it have to do? Does it have to be? How many things you want to achieve in that week? So that's very important. Then you have achievable and realistic. I want to jump to the moon one leap. It's not gonna happen. Okay. Realistic again. And then time based. Again, it's very, very important that you attach a timetable to it. Otherwise, you're not gonna get it done. Then you have to prioritize your work. So the 4 Ds, very important. So do what you can do, what has to be you to do it. Okay, not because you can do it better, but that has to be done by you for some reason. Okay, then you need to delegate whatever can be done by someone else and probably done better by someone. Okay, delay, which is not put off to the side to forget about it, but attach a timetable to it, and then say, okay, this one can be done later. You prioritize, and then delete. If you have something that really is useless right now, you can delete it or cannot be achieved. You delete it, take it off. I mean, that's off your trajectory. You don't want it, just leave it, and you're probably gonna save some time, or put it in your 8 hours of free time. That you can do. So how do you plan your work ahead? So mainly just like for project, you need to break down the mountain you're putting in front of you. Okay, if you're ambitious, Mont Blanc, you climb it. No way. You're gonna break it into steps, and this technique is also called the salami technique. You just slice it off. Okay, just to give you a picture. You slice it off, and you have it nicely cut. So how can you do? You can do weekly plans. You can do it into trimesters, as you want, and then you do the to-do list. For me, a to-do list is the end, and you just slash it, okay? Cut it, done, finished. Okay? That's also satisfactory. You can cross it in red. Done. So what does it have to do with your real life and work life? So of course, it's gonna have a huge impact to what you can achieve, your sanity, obviously. But also has real applications. And the closest thing that you can attach to it, also for the similarities to the organization, that is project management. I'm gonna be covering that. An introduction, the key areas, and what are the life cycles. So most importantly, so project management, you can see it from various angles and also from various industries and applications. But what mainly project management has become a very convenient way of developing new things in the industry. Why is that? Because of its characteristics. Because it's temporary, so you put together a team to develop something that's bespoke. So it means that it doesn't exist. You want it, you need it, the market wants it, but of course there is no industry that produces it, right? So I'm gonna do it. So um, these are the main characteristics of project management. Um, Temporary and bespoke, and you put together these people, these skills, which are unique, and you do what you have to do, or what the customer wants, mainly. Um, Another side of project management that's very important, especially in the industry, is the predictive side of the planning part, which we're going to cover later. So you need to see what can go wrong and prevent it. So risk management, instead of driving in the fault and you just swerve and hit the gear. Still off the button, so what are the cornerstones of project management? So normally, project management. Let's say you're a constructor, okay, and you have a customer who wants to build a house, okay. So you need to define the scope. So you want to say, what do you want? You want a small house? You want a large house? Anything like that? So you define it. Then the customer says, I want to get you millions, right? So put it in there. And with that, you define the third cornerstone, project management. That is time, because of course you can achieve a different scope. So if you move the triangle around, you can achieve a bigger scope with a higher cost and a shorter time for the more people, etc. So you can vary the change those variables. So what are in short the key areas of project management? They have scope management, issues management, cost management, etc. But the real ones, the essential ones, are scope, cost, quality, and risk. The rest follows in the development, the actual development of the project. So you can usually divide simple the project life cycle into six essential parts. However, the real important one you can divide it into two parts: the planning, well, the implementation, and then the closing. But essentially, it's two parts. So the planning is very important. It's how you set the tone to your project. So what does it mean? Again, you go to the customer, or the customer comes to you, and you say, okay, build this thing. You define the cornerstones, and then you start saying, okay, what sort of materials you want to use, how you want to do it, and then okay, from that you move on to what sort of people you need, what skills you need. Okay. And with all that on the table, then you start saying, okay, maybe we're gonna run into a lot of risks. Okay, so maybe you're knocking the house of the neighbor. Okay, so that's gonna be an issue. And you start seeing all those problems and how you do it. So you can either prevent the issue, so you build it a little more inside, or you mitigate the risks. Okay, so risk can be divided into two parts, into two main categories. Those you can eliminate and those you have to deal with. Okay, if you can eliminate them, good. Those you can't do anything about it, which are inherent. Then you just deal with it and try to do your best. Okay. Um, then you have the definition phase. So you come to all your conclusions. You define exactly what sort of people you want to put in, and then what sort of communication you want to use. What's very important inside project is communication. People need to talk to each other to get stuff done. And most importantly, what sort of information you want to produce inside. And um, from that, you're going to cover also your uh, issues and cost management. Okay, because along the way you're going to have a few hiccups. Okay, and your costs are going to rise, and etc. So everything has an impact on the final product and on the cornerstones of the project. So either your scope is going to go nuts, or the costs are going to go too high, etc., or the time is going to get delayed. All this together in the implementation phase, it has to reflect what you've been planning. And one key factor is going to be how you manage the change. Okay, because you can definitely expect to have changes along the way, but it's how you approach them and how you follow them to the solution that's going to make a difference. Okay, and that's going to impact your costs at the end. So if you have a plan for each and every case, then that's fine. Then your costs are not going to go too high, etc. And then with a customer or within the units of the company, then you're going to have to decide what sort of margins you have to move around, wiggle, and say, okay, I'm going to spend a little bit more, I'm going to spend a little bit less, etc. And then you have the deployment. Okay, so depending on what sort of industry you are, it's like you handing the keys over to the customer and say, hey, there you go, that's your car. and then you're gonna have to explain how it works. It's building a ship and all that. That's how it works. And then of course you have the closing phase, and that is basically getting paid. That's it. Um, yeah, I think I covered all of it. Thank you very much. That's it.